Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Podemski and I'm the director of Future History, a television series that follows these guys,
Sarain Fox.
And Kris and Sarain.
on a journey of discovery. And we got to travel around and meet some amazing people in the Indigenous community, pretty much locally across Ontario, some in Quebec, some in Quebec. And yeah, a lot of people who are doing work in reclaiming Indigenous knowledge and harnessing that knowledge to create sort of a new way forward. Mm-hmm. And in this episode that played today, we talked about the arts and storytelling. So are there any stories from the storytelling episode that stand out that you'd like to?
I think the dance.
Oh yeah, we got to see Kris dance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a surprise day too, you know, because we showed up at Penny Coochie's and we're going to do some dance. And Sarain's all decked out in dance gear, and I'm not thinking much about it because nobody tells me anything in the mornings on the road. And I showed up in blue jeans to do dance, and they thought that was quite fun. Actually, it was a good time. It was. Yeah, it was an eye-opener. I hadn't danced like that ever or in a while, but it was very moving. In a while. But it was very moving. It was a whole new way of looking at, you know, your energy and your spirit and yourself and freeing yourself. And it was just a whole new version of dance from an Indigenous perspective. It was pretty cool.
You did really good. It was pretty.
You just wanted to see me fall.
It
I
was
didn't
no,
fall
you
for
didn't
anybody.
fall. It was
Yeah.
pretty great. It
I
was
hung
nice to
in.
see. I love watching you dance. Always, you're
Yeah,
such a
Sarain.
beautiful
Yeah,
dancer, and it was
yeah.
just such a treat. You know, sometimes I forget that I'm there actually working, and I was just kind of watching you guys. It was really nice. And what an amazing thing, hey, that they have there, the Amatagzi studio, Big Medicine Studio, set up, you know, right in their community and on the lake, and it was just so beautiful to see what they're doing. And then we also got to see Tamara, my sister, which was cool.
More
and
singing and dancing and
pushed you into that scenario.
That's another one you surprised me with. Yeah, surprise is good for me apparently.
I think this episode was really cool for me because there was like so many surreal moments when we were filming Future History, but I think, you know, it's not very often that you end up interviewing people who you've looked up to all your life. And I think even for me working with you, like I've looked up to you forever and, you know, like, yes. And, you know, like I remember when I was interviewing Penny, like I had this like surge of nervous energy because I was like, oh my God, here I am, or oh my creator, interviewing someone who I've looked up to my whole life and who has been such a huge part of my career as a dancer. Yeah. And here I am asking them all these questions. And so it was one of those like pivotal moments. And then the same with Tamara, like my very first job, like, you know, I remember auditioning for you and her, and I remember my big sister, you know, just being there with me because I was so nervous to audition for that role for Inspire, and so, or which was NAF then, but it was just such a big deal. And then, I don't know if you remember the zip line at Penny's house. There was a zip line outside the studio, and I just kept going on it, but I finally got it to work, and the end of the zip line is a tree.
It's a treat.
And so I like got going really fast, and I didn't know how to stop or get off, and so I just hit the tree.
But those are kind of everyday moments with us. Every time we looked, we could never find Sarain because Sarain was always either on a tree. She was in a tree, one upside down, around a corner, dancing somewhere. I mean.
We were in a car for a long time every day, and so when we got out of the car, I was trying to, you know, part of being someone with really high energy that my mom's always told me is that it's not about making yourself smaller, it's not about shutting yourself up, it's not about calming down, it's about knowing how to get that energy out so that other people aren't burdened by your energy. And that's actually an incredible task if you're someone with high energy.
But I think you fed us too. I think we fed off it too. At the same time, we were always laughing. We were always having a good time. You inspired a lot of great moments like that. So that was fun, and it was part of the arts. And it was great.
Yeah.
That's part of like our team, and I think part of Indigenous knowledge too is being able to see each other for who we are and create that space, and a lot of give and take. You know, like I know when people need that calmness, and I know when I need to find a way in myself to offer that as well. And then I think I felt very safe knowing that sometimes when I was bursting at the seams that you guys supported that and didn't take it in the wrong way. And that's a huge thing for me because I was bullied so much because of my energy. So it was like so much healing for me happened on this show.
Take that, bullies.
Yeah, bullies.
Take that.
All you bullies who said that I was just Sarain Fox, the stupid Indian in school, now I'm on Future History talking about Indigenous knowledge. So I remember you. And you know what? I would give you a hug and just still be kind to you. So you can say all the mean things you want. I have nothing mean to say back.
Nice, nice. And the one thing I did really like about this episode in particular, because, you know, my sister was in the episode, but I always so admire not just her, but you and so many other artists that I've grown up with who have made it, you know, let's say in the mainstream world, made it, you know, to the top or have become successful, still always make time for workshops and really connecting to community and especially young people and children. And I thought that that was a really important story to tell because so many of us who are Indigenous working in, you know, even in the mainstream world, have a sense of responsibility to constantly give back to our community. And that, I think, was an important story to tell.
Yeah, and those kids were very engaged too.
Oh, yeah.
I was very impressed with the children. They knew their language, they knew the stories. It was really nice to see that they had that, something I never had.
Yeah.
I think it probably would have changed my life in many ways if I'd have had those things.
Yeah.
So for me, it was joyful to watch those children participate and knew how.
Yeah.
And they weren't afraid, and that's a good step.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so that was our little bit about the arts episode. Hopefully you'll join us for all of our other episodes of Future History, and of course join us on social media after the show and between the show and anytime you can on all of the platforms that social media exists on. And we have them here for you to check out. See you next time.
I know.